websites under the control of tyrannical administrators. There was one man, a one-man army. He broke all the rules. He allowed his members to speak out, give their opinions, and make the website what it is today. Get ready for Greg Rempe and the Barbecue Central Show.
Live from Cleveland, Ohio, it's the Barbecue Central Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barbecue Central Radio Networks and LA Talk Radio proudly present the Barbecue Central Show. What's up, everybody? A very good Tuesday evening to you, wherever you may be. Wherever you are, thanks for joining me for another edition of the Barbecue Central Show right here on LA Talk Radio. Great show lined up for you. As always, let me go ahead and give you your contact information if you want to jump in on the show tonight. Two ways to do it. You can call in by using this number, 216-220-0966. Do not use the number that you see, that 313 number that you see on the latalkradio.com homepage or player link. Don't use that for this show. For this show, use 216-220-0966. You can also email the show if you want to, bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. Those are the ways to get in on the show tonight. Here's what's happening. Got a interview lined up next segment. Also, fourth segment free-for-all sponsored by Tasty Licks Barbecue Rub. That's Fred Bernardo over at Fred's Music and BBQ, his line of rubs. Going to have two winners tonight. Two winners winning each a two-pack of the Smoking Guitar Player's original rub, and then the brand new rub that Fred has out right now. I have tried Fred's rubs. They are top quality, very good stuff. That's happening on the fourth segment, free-for-all. 216-220-0966, bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. So that's what we have going on tonight. So the controversy turns just when you thought that perhaps things were calming down over on the KCBS side of things a few weeks ago, I believe 2 weeks ago exactly. We had Rod Gray on from Pellet Envy. He is the pitmaster of the team, and he was also at that point had just freshly stepped down from his director or board of directors position on the Kansas City Barbecue Society. A week passes, kind of dies down, at least on the forum part. And remember, I only have access to to a large portion of goings on as far as the internet is concerned. It's the easiest way for me to get information. And of course, you kind of take everything with a grain of salt when you're reading it. But nonetheless, easiest way for me to get information as well. Plus what I hear on my forum, thebarbecuecentral.com. But today, I fielded about 8 or 9 phone calls. Also was forwarded an email, and not being a member of the Kansas City Barbecue Society, I guess I'm not surprised that I get it just because the show is like no other. There is really no other show like this on any kind of radio that's talking about what we do. And this kind of coupled in with the Rod Gray events of 2 weeks ago. A guy, and I can't confirm that this is his name, but a guy by the name of Buzzy Feetman. Feetman? Wrote an email in mass distribution and basically forwarded it looked like to everybody's email address that he knew was a member of KCBS, and then kind of asked that it be forwarded to other members that he might not have the address of. And I did Twitter this and Facebook this, that I would read the email, and then we can go ahead and field calls on this third segment, fourth segment, which are open at this point if you are a KCBS member and you want to weigh in on any of the stuff that's been going on in the last couple weeks. And it reads something like this. Fellow KCBS members, based on recent events, it's become apparent that some change must be made in the boardroom of the Kansas City Barbecue Society. It's obvious that our board and staff are crippled by the actions of one director. As members of this great society, it is our responsibility to effect change for the betterment of barbecue. The most powerful form of persuasion on this board in recent memory has been direct emails from the members. The very person creating turmoil and turbulence on the board has very efficiently and effectively used this technique, and it's time we turn the tables on him. The next board meeting is less than 2 weeks away. We must flood the members of the board with our request for Merle Whitebook to step down. Please keep your statements brief so they are heard. Call for his resignation. Be sure to include your membership number. Most importantly, forward this message to every KCBS member in your address book that feels as we do. Our collective voices must be heard. This is a very critical time for the KCBS, and we need the board to hear the roaring voice of the membership. And then it gives links as far as who to contact at the KCBS. If you're concerned, please forward this to KCBS members that you know. So that is the email that was circulating all around today. I was spending some time on another barbecue forum called barbecueforum.com, which is where a lot of the KCBS people are based out of. A lot of people go and read that forum, so there was obviously a large thread as far as that email was concerned. A lot of people didn't necessarily... A lot of this is going back and forth now. A lot of people seeming to starting to shore up and take sides. There was a handful of people that were responding back to that thread on the barbecueforum.com website that was in support of Merle. This is the first time that anybody has actually gone and used Merle's name out in public. Just to be clear, 2 weeks ago, Rod Gray did not mention anybody's name in particular. This is the first time that Merle's name is being thrown out there. So there has been, and I have put emails out to the Kansas City Barbecue Society as well, to the president, Mike Lake. Have not gotten any response back yet. That email probably went out almost a week ago. So obviously there's a portion of the membership that would like to hear what the internal workings of that is. I don't know if the KCBS doesn't want to answer any of those questions at this point, if they are formulating some type of a response. But having an email like this out just coupled 2 weeks after Rod Gray's resignation and kind of that scathing post that he put on his blog, certainly would, I think somebody from the KCBS would want to get out in front of this, kind of head it off at the past, at least answer some of the questions that kind of keep recurring. Obviously, Merle is a man of the law. He's a lawyer. He knows how to speak well. He's pretty much been out of the limelight as far as this is concerned. I have not seen him respond to anybody's post that has either been kind of referring to him or directly referring to him now as this, let me double-check this guy's name, as this Buzzy Feetman, if that's his name. And again, I'm putting this out there for public consumption because this email was circulated. People were saying that they didn't get it. So if you're tuning into the show, that's what that's all about. So that's the email. We'll get into a little bit more of what is going on in the KCBS in the third segment. If you are a member and you want to jump in and you want to weigh in on that, either by email or you want to call in, we can certainly do that. 216-220-0966. BBQ Central Radio at gmail.com is how you want to do that. We'll also have a 4-segment free-for-all where 2 people will be winning a 2-pack each of Fred's Music and BBQ Tasty Licks Barbecue Rub. You can find out more about that at tastylicksbbq.com. Ever wonder where the recipes came from that fed my mouth for the majority of my formative years? We'll be talking with that person right after the break. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show here on LA Talk Radio.
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Forget going from site to site to get all your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber as well a full lineup of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. You can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lumped charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichland of Barbecue U fame. Check Fred out on the web at fredsmusicandbbq.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show on LA Talk Radio.
All right, welcome back. Barbecue Central Show right here on LA Talk Radio. I'm your host, Greg Rempe. This portion of the show brought to you by the good folks at the Barbecue Guru, makers of automatic pit temperature control devices, not to mention a host of other products that make your barbecue and grilling life easier. You can visit them on the web at thebbqguru.com. You can also call them directly at 800-288-GURU. Makers of the new Nano Q coming out here very shortly to replace the old Pit Minder. It's the good folks at the Barbecue Guru. So check them out, thebbqguru.com, 800-288-GURU.
She's cooked for him for years, and now she takes time out of her busy schedule to help out his pathetic internet radio show by sharing some of her favorite recipes. Greg's mom, Connie Rempe, is on the line.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, making her monthly appearance on the show, my mommy, Connie Rempe. Mom, what's up?
Hey, Greg, I just want to say some great journalism going on there in that first segment.
Yes, live, local, and late breaking.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, so we'll be talking more about that next segment and the segment after that. Don't forget, Central Light, your chance to win two people actually winning a 2-pack each of Tasty Licks barbecue rub coming up, 4-segment free-for-all. But enough of that. This is the monthly segment where my mom breaks down some of her favorite recipes. So we'll go ahead, get stuff in. We got the 4th of July coming up, Mom. Big holiday, obviously a big grilling holiday. And let's go ahead, start off with the appetizer, as we usually like to do, and that's how proper course etiquette would have you do it. So what do we have on tap for the appetizer?
We have the sweet chicken bacon wraps.
Ooh, bacon.
Bacon. As you know, we always say everything is better with bacon.
That's right. Better with bacon.
And if I say so myself, these are absolutely delicious. It's a great balance between a sweet and savory. It's very tasty and really a snap to put together. It's just boneless, skinless chicken breasts that you cut into 1-inch cubes. You're going to wrap each cube in 1/3 of a piece of bacon. Stick it with a skewer to secure it safely. Dredge that in a combination of brown sugar and chili powder. Put it on a cooking rack on a broiler pan or a cookie sheet. Bacon in the oven for about half an hour at 350 degrees until the bacon is nice and crispy. And these are absolutely awesome.
Sounds great. Almost like a atomic buffalo turd minus the jalapeno.
There you go. Yes,
nice.
Exactly. But I think everybody will really like these. They go really fast.
Could you potentially substitute out chicken breast for chicken thigh meat?
Sure. You know, you can substitute basically, whatever you want. If you wanted to do a pork tenderloin, kind of have pork with your pork, little, pork with the bacon.
Right.
It's delicious.
Always good, no doubt about it. All right, so we've gone ahead and consumed the sweet chicken bacon wraps. And by the way, if you're interested in getting these recipes, all you have to do is email after the show. Just reference the date and put Mom's Recipes in the subject line, and we'll get your own copy out. So let's go ahead and go to the main dish, which sounds just delightful and scary all at the same time.
Well, it is delightful. It's a Bloody Mary flank steak.
Oh, my.
And basically, it's just what it sounds like. You're going to marinate your flank steak in basically a Bloody Mary mix. And it's a combination of V8 juice, vodka, sea salt, black pepper, hot sauce, lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, garlic powder, onion powder, celery seed, horseradish, and olive oil. You're just going to mix that all together, put the flank steak in there. You want to marinate it for at least 8 hours or up to 24 hours. When you're ready to grill, just take it out of the marinade and dry it off. Put it on your grill on high, cooking it maybe 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Then, as always, you're going to let that rest for about 5 minutes, cut it on the bias, and it's delicious. And, you know, that marinade minus the olive oil is a fabulous Bloody Mary mix yourself.
Is that recipe come from a book, or is that kind of a homemade concoction as far as the Bloody Mary mix / marinade?
That is basically your father's Bloody Mary mix.
Oh.
And, yeah, he's well known for that. People love it, request it all the time. So we just threw in the steak and a little oil and mixed it up, and have got rave reviews on that.
Is that meat going over the top of anything? Is it something you could put in a salad, or is it just something that you're eating all by itself aside with the other side dishes that you would be eating with this meal?
We usually eat it just by itself, but it certainly could go on a salad. You know, that would be really great. Or if, you had any leftover, it could become a salad the next night. So it can go either way.
It's a versatile really main dish. It can be a main dish one night, and then the next night it can be a topper to a salad dish.
Exactly. Yeah.
Outstanding. All right, bringing the flexibility is Connie Rempe this week or this month. So, and then what I found interesting, and there's no bigger fan of the red potato than me.
Yes.
So I was more than happy to see a red potato salad in the recipe mix this month.
Right. And this is a little bit different than your basic potato salad because it's not a total mayonnaise base. It's basically a vinaigrette with some mayonnaise added to it. So it's not that big kind of gloppy, mayonnaise-y, red potato salad.
Maybe it's a little more lighter.
It is, yep. And a little bit tangier, just something a little different. Sometimes you just want something a little out there. And, again, easy to make. You're going to cube your red potatoes, boil them, drain them off, add to that some chopped red pepper and some sweet onion. Make your vinaigrette, which is just your olive oil, vinegar, Dijon mustard, a couple of tablespoons of mayonnaise, some salt and pepper. Just fold that all together and top it all off with, again, some crumbled bacon.
Now you have here, as I'm reading along with you, 2 strips of cooked bacon. Now that doesn't possibly seem like enough. Perhaps you mean 12 strips.
Possibly a whole pound, maybe 2 pounds. Actually, 2 strips was just being, a little garnish, but quite frankly, I would mix some more in there and then garnish on the top with just a couple of strips.
Yeah, I know when we do...
You can't go wrong with bacon.
No, I know when we do potato salad here, we always at least triple the amount that's called for because, as you said, it gets mixed in. It's a whole different flavor stuff. You want to garnish it on the top, that's fine to make it look nice and crusty, crispy on top. But always good to have at least double the amount actually in the salad as well, I think.
I'm with you. I think that's absolutely correct.
Right. We're talking with my mom, Connie Rempe, sharing with us her monthly visit for recipes that she likes, and this is almost kind of got a picnicky 4th of July feel to it.
Yeah, well, that's why I picked them.
See?
Yes.
Very
Trying
good.
to go with a holiday.
Right.
Yes.
So in keeping with that, we have the nice red potato side salad. We've already chowed down on the sweet chicken bacon wraps for an appetizer, and then had the Bloody Mary flank steak for a main course. Obviously, no better way to wrap up a great meal than with some awesome dessert. And what's on tap for that?
We're having s'mores cookies.
How can I have some more of something if I haven't had any?
You can never have enough s'mores. You know, they're absolutely delicious.
I agree. So
And
what's a
for the
s'mores cookie?
You're just making a basic cookie dough. This one has oatmeal, flour, whole wheat flour, cinnamon, baking soda, salt, butter, brown sugar, and egg. You're just going to mix up that batter, drop it onto a cookie sheet by tablespoonfuls. On top of each cookie, put a piece of chocolate. Now, there you can put, say, your favorite fun-size candy bar, you know, be it whatever, a Snickers, a Crunch
Mr.
Bar.
Goodbar! I like Mr. Goodbar.
This is the joy of this. You can just put on whatever you like the best, you know?
Right.
This is awesome. So you put that on there, you bake them in the oven. It usually takes about 11 to 12 minutes. Take them out of the oven. You're going to preheat the broiler. In the meantime, you're going to take marshmallows, cut them horizontally, or as your sister would say, like a hamburger, knowing which direction you're going in. Put a half of a marshmallow on top of each cookie, pop them back under the broiler, cook them for maybe a minute or a minute and a half until it browns on the top. And these cookies are awesome. I know with the 3 little girls there and your wife, you may never get one of these cookies, but
Right.
if you're lucky enough to score one, they're really delicious. And what your sister and I decided, if people are really busy, don't want to make their own cookies,
Okay.
what you can do is go to the grocery store, buy your favorite cookie, be it a chocolate chip, an oatmeal cookie. Take 2 of those cookies, sandwich a marshmallow and whatever little chocolate you want in the middle, wrap it up in foil, pop it on your grill, and heat them until they're all nice and mushy and gooey, and you can go that way, or pop them in the oven.
Do you have a temperature setting for the grill for those if you're baking?
You know, whatever you got going out there. You know, the higher it is, the less long you have to cook it.
Wow. Very good. I like that way of thinking. Fire it right up to rocket hot so you can be done in 38 seconds.
That's right. Yes, if you know, when you want one of those cookies and you want it fast, you just have to cook it, you know.
Now, are you wrapping it in foil in the oven as well, or just on the grill?
Yes, you know, if you wanted to do it this way, I would still wrap it in foil too. Yeah, that way they're going to, you know, not leak all over the place. They're very tasty, very tasty.
They sound great. That was s'mores cookies. To end, now to begin, we had the sweet chicken bacon wraps, and we had the Bloody Mary flank steak for a main course red potato side salad as well, which we kind of had that vinegar change of pace off of the heavy mayonnaise-based red potatoes. So, Mom, as always, it seems like you've gone ahead and outdone yourself and hit another home run with recipes this month. Again, we're talking with my mom, Connie Rempe, with her monthly visit on recipes that she's sharing. And if you want to get your hands on your very own copy, all you have to do is email the show, bbqcentralradio@gmail.com, and in the subject line, put Mom's recipes, and then make sure you put the right date, because we've had these now. I mean, how many times have we done this now, Mom? I'm sure you have the exact number.
Yes, 8.
8 times. So we've done it for, let's see, 8 times we've done it for 100 months, I believe that comes out to, if my math is correct.
I think that would be right.
Right. So we have all the recipes starting now 8 months ago. So always appreciate you coming on, Mom. And then, as I always task you at the end of this monthly interview, get to cracking for next month and dig out some great recipes that you are very partial to.
Will do, Greg. As always, it was fun.
All right, Mom. Thanks you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, honey.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's my mom, Connie Rempe, coming on. Monthly appearance. That's right. Again, if you want your own copy of those recipes, just email the show bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. Put Mom's Recipes in the subject line and then put the date. As she said, we've done this 8 times now. That's like 8 months, I think. Once a month. 8 months. 7. Wow, that's a long time now. Time flying by. All right, when we come back, we will start to revisit again the email that has been making the rounds to KCBS members calling for the head of one Merle White book. If you're so interested in weighing in on that, you can do that, 216-220-0966. Either way, I'm the impartial guy here providing a forum for everybody to get their thoughts and ideas around, something we should probably talk about at this point, given all the stuff that has transpired here over the last few weeks. So, the show is yours. We'll get a winner for a segment after that. A 2-pack for 2 people. 2 winners getting a 2-pack each of Tasty Licks barbecue rub from Fred's Music and BBQ. TastyLicksBBQ.com. Stick around. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show right here on LA Talk Radio.
Get going from site to site to get all your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber as well as a full lineup of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. You can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lumped charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichland of Barbecue U fame. Check Fred out on the web at fredsmusicandbbq.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. And it's location-free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor-controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The Procom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away. And there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show on LA Talk Radio.
Back and better than ever, Barbecue Central Show. I am your host, Greg Rempe. Thank you for joining me here on this Tuesday night. Thanks again to my mom for coming on last segment, sharing some of her favorite recipes. This portion of the show brought to you by Yoder's Smoky Mountain Barbecue, leading distributor of Meadow Creek barbecue equipment. These smokers, pig roasters, chicken cookers, grills are handcrafted in the Amish country of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And the goal is to give you outstanding value for the price, help you enjoy easy and profitable barbecues for years to come. They also carry a complete line of wonderful rubs and sauces. Check them out on the net. SeriousBBQs.com. That's SeriousBBQs. SeriousBBQs.com. Been talking to you about them for months, so check them out. Yoder Smoky Mountain Barbecue. All right, let me give you your contact information again if you want to jump in on the kind of late-breaking story that happened probably a little bit after, or well, at least when I started fielding phone calls about this email that has been making its way around to Kansas City Barbecue Society members. And again, if you're just joining us, you're listening to the Barbecue Central Show here on LA Talk Radio. I am your host, Greg Rempe, 216-220-0966. You can also email the show if you want, bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. Don't use any of the information that you see on the LA Talk Radio for the show. I am in Cleveland, the barbecue capital of the North Coast, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city, where you can buy a house for the price of a VCR. It's an inside joke. Google hastily made Cleveland video. You'll see what I'm talking about. Very funny. Here's the email that's been making the rounds to KCBS members, and this will be the last time I read it, just in case you're joining me and you did not, visit my forum or any other forum to read this email. And this is from Buzzy Feetman, and I quote, "Fellow KCBS members, based on recent events, it's become apparent that some change must be made in the boardroom of the Kansas City Barbecue Society. It's obvious that our board and staff are crippled by the actions of one director. As members of this great society, it's our responsibility to effect change for the betterment of barbecue. The most powerful form of persuasion for this board in recent memory has been direct emails from the members. The very person creating turmoil and turbulence on this board has very effectively used this technique, and it's time we turn the tables on him. The next board meeting is less than 2 weeks away. We must flood the members of the board with our request for Merle Whitebook to step down. Please keep your statements brief so they are heard. Call for his resignation. Be sure to include your membership number. Most importantly, forward this message to every KCBS member in your address book that feels as we do. Our collective voices must be heard. This is a very critical time for the KCBS, and we need the board to hear our roaring voice of the membership." And again, close quote, again, giving a bunch of different email addresses for people to get in contact with. So obviously there is a meeting, as stated in the email, that there is another meeting coming up with the KCBS. And again, as stated in the open, this is the first time that I have personally seen anybody gone ahead out and just and thrown Merle's name out there for the consumption, for the public consumption of everybody. Rod did not actually do that. I'm sure there were many people speculating or assuming that maybe that was the case, but this guy, I still have a little trouble. You never know with the barbecue guys. That Buzzy Feetman has gone ahead and kind of thrown down the gauntlet. So, number of different things to look at here. This is now the second time within 2 weeks where something quote-unquote controversial is taking place in regards to more or less asking for a similar type of action that Rod had asked for a couple weeks ago in regards to getting rid of a director that is potentially crippling the progress of barbecue, burying the KCBS Board of Directors in day-to-day minutia instead of looking in a forward way, trying to get the barbecue agenda out versus personal agendas being hidden or being on display in the boardroom. Now, to be perfectly fair, there have been a number of people on the internet forums that say they know Merle personally, that they have met with him on any number of occasions at KCBS barbecue competitions, because Merle is also a competitor, aside from being on the board of directors. And he has many people that are taking up for his side, much like 2 weeks ago, after Rod Gray from Pellet Envy had made his post on his blog, and then there was quite a substantial thread on barbecueforum.com in regards to that post. A lot of people seeming to have Rod's back in a certain extent. Now, of course, there are a lot of people sitting in the middle. There were a lot of people that called me, and I am not a member of the Kansas City Barbecue Society, so I can be perfectly unbiased. I am the guy calling the softball game or the baseball game on television who is not allowed to homer for everybody. I have no affiliation with any of the major barbecue competition sanctioning bodies, the FBA, the ICBA, the KCBS. Name them. I'm not a member because I think, at least at this point, it would be unfair for me to be member, and it's not showing any discontent or ill will to any, but it allows me to remain impartial and not to be cast in a light where I am viewed as being seen as a homer to one society or sanctioning body over another, which just is not the case. I just like barbecue in general. This is just kind of fun. So, to be perfectly fair, there has been as much support for Rod for Merle that we have seen. So at this point, I'm allowed now, since somebody has actually thrown out a name specifically, that if Merle finds it within himself to want to come in to the show next week, week after, or what have you, to answer some of these questions that people have been throwing out, or at least to want to clear the air or give his side of the story. Certainly, there's a number of people out there that feel that Rod just has a personal axe to grind. These are two personalities that are clashing. Nobody else in the board of directors or in the office of the KCBS has similar feelings as Rod, and Rod was just the one that had the testicular fortitude to sack up and let unload with both barrels. So, until a number of other people, I guess, would sit there and just vocally say, and there have been a few that I've seen on some forums say that they feel the same way as Rod does. A lot of people are going to be viewing this as Rod has a set view on what's happening, Merle has a set view on what's happening, and this is just a he said, she said, and ultimately time and new elections happening at the end of the year will take care of this. People will see what's going on. They will vote the right people in, and we will go from there. But the thing that I found most interesting was out of the handful of phone calls that I was getting, aside from the number of forwarded emails of the one that I just read, people were asking, people didn't seem to know everybody that's on the board of directors. I mean, here are people that are paying money to be part of the largest sanctioning body in competition barbecue, hands down, the biggest sanctioning body of competition barbecue, something that they like to actually compete in and spend their discretionary income, if there can be discretionary income anymore in these economic times. And they don't even know who's on the board of directors. So to me, the immediate question in my brain is, well, out of all the membership out there, why did you join in the first place? Are you joining it just to support because you like it? Do you join because you do a competition once or twice a year or once every other year or whatever the case may be? Or are you you are a member because you are competing more than you're not? And I wonder where the percentages fall of people that have any idea of even what the rules are, where the next competition is around them, and how much they are actually involved in the KCBS, to the point of who's making the rules, who's on the board of directors, who's taking barbecue to the next level year after year, what changes are being made as far as rules are concerned, if any, and what are the minutes of the meeting, and how is your membership being affected by people that are in a completely different state that you may or may not have access to. And for somebody of Rod's stature to have taken a stance as he did and resigned 2 weeks ago, and now getting this email, I would at least, as an unbiased person, I would at least like to see somebody from the KCBS kind of get out in front of this and answer any or all of what's being kind of thrown out there, just to either put a blanket on it or say, yes, these are some things that we're actually dealing with and here's what we're going to do to rectify it or whatever. But there is obviously a contingent of the membership that is concerned about how things are running now, if there needs to be a change immediately before new voting takes place at the end of the year for a new board, and how Competition Barbecue will move on from here. So that's just my thought. You can call into 216-220-0966 if you're a member and you want to voice your opinion on what's happening. Good, bad, ugly. I will take it. You can also email the show, bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. This is the portion of the show where we win. If you have won Fred's Music and Barbecue, Tasty Licks Barbecue Rub, don't call in. Let's give somebody else a shot. 2 winners tonight. Chances are really good. If you call in, you can win. 216-220-0966. Your chance to win comes up next. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Show here on LA Talk Radio.
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Forget going from site to site to get all your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber as well as a full lineup of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. You can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichland of Barbecue U fame. Check Fred out on the web at fredsmusicandbbq.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show on LA Talk Radio.
All right, wrapping up another good one here on the Barbecue Central Show. I am your host, Greg Rempe. 216-220-0966. If you want to call in, weigh in on the newest, hottest button topic going on in the KCBS right now. We can certainly talk about that. bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. If you want to email in instead of calling, you can do that as well. And we're getting two winners tonight for Tasty Licks BBQ.com. That's Tasty Licks Barbecue Rub, bottle of the original Smoking Guitar Player's Rub, which is very, very good. I use it quite a bit. Nice, kind of peppery. It's got a peppery thing going on there. And a bottle of his brand new rub out right now. So if you want to have a shot at that, taking two winners tonight, each winner getting two bottles. Can't beat it. Can't beat it with a shtick. You can also find that at fredsmusicandbbq.com because he is the retailer, maker, and distributor of that as well. Just to kind of briefly get you up to speed, I know I didn't do it last week because we were pretty much crushed for time, but bring you up to speed on the Kansas City Barbecue Society. Top 10 teams overall now through 6/30/2009, so this past weekend. A lot of Bull Barbecue. Mike Davis still atop the leaderboard. And nipping at his heels, Robert McGee, Munchin Hogs at the Hilton. That was, of course, the team of the year last year. You're looking at roughly 90 points separating those two. QOW still kind of searching around, now in third place, dropping from first now to third here over the last 5-6 weeks or so. Four Legs Up Barbecue, Kelly Wirtz, now in fourth. Butcher Barbecue, fifth. Rod Gray of Pellet Envy in the sixth hole. LearnToQ.com, number 7th. Florida Skin and Bones, 8th. Wild Bunch Butt Burners in 9th place, rounding out the top 10. 4 men and a pig. Florida Barbecue Association Team of the Year standings, of course, no surprise. Rob Bagby of Swamp Boys, well in the lead right now. As far as the FBA is concerned, I believe he did call, he did place pretty good in a Kansas City Barbecue Society, unless there's another Swamp Boys in the KCBS, as I was tooling through the standings there the other day. So let's go ahead and go to the phone. Area code 205, name and where you're calling from.
Hey, it's Ron Dennis, Birmingham, Alabama.
Hi, Ron. How are you?
Great.
Great. Alabama always seems to have a lot of winners. So you interested in winning a 2-pack of Tasty Licks barbecue seasoning?
I'm very interested.
You're very interested?
Oh, yeah. As long as we can beat Ron from Houston, we're very interested.
All right. Well, Ron from Alabama, you win. So all you have to do is shoot me an email with your shipping address, and you can do that at bbqcentralradio@gmail.com, and we'll get you hooked right up.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Ron. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Appreciate it.
That's Ron from Alabama. We go to area code 972. Name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Mr. Rempe, this is Ronnie from Little Elm, Texas. How you doing, man?
Ronnie from Little Elm, Texas. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, sir?
I am doing very well. What can I do for you tonight?
just wanted to give a big shout out to all of our barbecue friends. I know you have a lot of listeners from Canada. Tomorrow is Canada Day, so that's a big day.
Canada Day.
Big shout out for them. Yep.
Nice.
And
Go ahead. Sorry about that.
The interview you did with 2 weeks ago, that was awesome.
With Rod Gray.
That was super. Yes.
Yeah, I kind of went a little long, and we cut off, and some technical issues there.
I listened to the podcast. Yeah.
All right, good. Well, I'm certainly glad that you listened to it in its entirety and that you found benefit of it. Absolutely.
Very interesting, and apparently that story is ongoing, still going.
Still developing. A new email out today, kind of grassroots movement through KCBS membership. So we'll see if that actually takes hold of anything. Of course, as I had stated, I have a number of emails out to the KCBS board of directors themselves with no answer yet. So I still feel that probably somebody wants to get out in front of this. Just to kind of take up a little bit for the board of directors side of things. But if they decide not to, that's certainly their call as well.
Yeah. Well, very good. I'll take some of that Tasty Licks rub, man.
All right, man. That's what I'm talking about. Tasty Licks barbecue rub. Ronnie from Little Elm, Texas. You know the drill. Go ahead and shoot me your shipping address, and we'll get you. That'll be the original rub, Smoking Guitar Players rub, and then a brand new rub that Fred has out. You can find that at tastylicksbbq.com or fredsmusicandbbq.com. Ronnie, always appreciate you calling in, buddy.
Very great. Good. Thanks, Greg. Love the show, man.
Take care. Thanks. That's Ronnie, Little Elm, Texas, winning the second. Ronnie. We got about Ron from Alabama, and Ronnie from Texas. Those are for my post-show notes. Post-show notes. Okay. That's also... hello, frog in my throat. That was also a terrible impersonation of Harry Carey right there. All right. So we've been talking about the email that's been making its rounds to the KCBS membership in a grassroots movement to remove Merle Whitebook at the next meeting or the meeting after that through email, direct email solicitation. By the way, forgot to mention, this portion of the show brought to you by D-Dog's Barbecue Rub, maker of great rubs and sauces. By the way, just got off the phone with Darren in this quick reminder. The peach rub that he has been promising now for probably the last 7 years is being bottled today. So he's going to be having his hands on some product, probably wants to do a little taste check, Willie, to make sure that the recipe and the formula is correct. And soon enough, that'll be hitting the website. I'm sure we'll be getting some samples to give away to the Centralites, and that'll be an awesome thing. So it's D-Dog's Barbecue Rub, DDOGSBBQ.com is where you want to go to check that out. And as always, D-Dog's Barbecue Rub is better than ketchup. Last call of the evening, we go to area code 256. Name and where you're calling from.
Phil White, Huntsville, Alabama.
Phil White, longtime caller of the show. Phil, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Just when I thought the show potentially wasn't going to be very eventful, the email happens today. So I was, as a show host, I was at least happy to see that I didn't have to worry about the show open today.
Yeah, I got the same email.
All right, so you cook KCBS competitions, don't you, Phil?
Yeah, I've cooked some.
All right, now what's your? As part of my spiel here, last segment, I was wondering what the percentage of membership. I mean, there's obviously a large number of KCBS members. Where do you fall in on that? I mean, do you know who the board of directors are? Do you know who these people are by name, or are you not that up, and do you not care that much?
You know, based on remembering first of the year whenever they was elected, I remember some of the names. I can't tell you every single one of them, just because. It's not that I don't care. It's just.
Well, are you seeing any type?
If I need to get a hold of a board member, I know how to do that.
Right. Now, are you seeing any type of, is this just more of a he said, she said in your opinion, or are you seeing any type of lack of good quality competitions out there because of what's happening on the board?
You know, the KCBS competitions I've done this year, I don't see anything any different. It's good quality competitions. One of the competitions, their payouts, they up their payouts a couple of weeks before the contest. And believe it or not, there were some people that complained about that. But I will say this. I've never met Rob, Pellet Envy Rob, but I've followed a lot of what I'll say this short. If he resigns from the board, there's something wrong.
Right.
It's real, what I've seen and what I've gathered, it's real hard to get him that upset.
Well, we'll see how that unfolds. Phil, I hate to run you off, but I'm running out of time here, so I'm going to have to wrap it up. Appreciate you calling in, of course. Phil White calling in. Let me wrap this up real quick. Sorry. Things are getting good. Central Light's calling a little late on the show. Next week, looks like Derek Riches from About.com going to be going over what's cool in the barbecue and grilling world. Stay tuned for Broad Topics coming up after me at 10 o'clock Eastern. They're going to be talking about child stars in honor of Wacko Jacko, Michael Jackson's passing. Thanks to my guest, my mom, for coming on, sharing recipes. Email me if you want those recipes, bbqcentralradio@gmail.com. Reference the date and mom's recipes. Thanks to Sam Hassett for On the Sound in Southern California. Until we meet again next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, this is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night now.
Forget going from site to site to get all your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber as well as a full lineup of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. You can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichland of Barbecue U fame. Check Fred out on the web at fredsmusicandbbq.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA.
Barbecue has never been easier with the Barbecue Guru. The Barbecue Guru is a temperature control and monitor for all pits, charcoal, wood, electric, your pit. It easily attaches to any smoker or pit and gives you simple, trouble-free control of your temperatures so you can make championship quality barbecue every time and all the time. And it's location-free. Take it anywhere. This amazing breakthrough in barbecue technology is a microprocessor-controlled draft system that uses temperature monitors and a small fan to keep your temperatures constant. The stainless steel Guru Pit Minder gives you a choice of controls from 90 to 370 degrees. So cold smoking, pepper drying, making cheese or jerky, or fabulous briskets and ribs is nothing short of effortless. The Procom 4 lets you monitor your pit from up to 600 feet away. And there's more. Check out the full line of products and accessories for the future of barbecue with new items on the way. Visit thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.